Bonjour, bonjour. At the end of my last video, someone asked me to break down the pronunciation of this word, chirurgien, which means surgeon, a surgeon. So, let's get it started. So, in this word, the spelling certainly gets in the way because it looks complicated. There's a lot going on, lots of letters. So in my honest spelling, what I call honest spelling is the simplified phonetic system that I use, where I write what we say, not add random letters for decoration. And what I've done is I've broken it down in three parts, 3 syllables. So the first one is she, just like the English word she, like she's my mom. Then rur. This one requires a little bit more work. So, first of all, pronunciation of the French R. It would need an entire video. We have one letter, but we have 3 different R sounds. There's r, and a. And honestly, it doesn't matter that much if you say an American or English R. If you say rur instead of rur, that's fine. People understand, French people understand that that sound is an R. We just know it. So it doesn't make you more difficult to understand, and it saves you a lot of time and effort. And part of learning a language successfully is getting your priorities right. So that being said, whether you're already able to say r or not, say rur or rur. The u sound trips people up, English speakers in particular. Think of it like the sound in you, the English word you, especially with a posh British accent. You. So it's the sound in the middle, between the y, the y, and the oo sound. You. Another way to approximate it is you try to say the e sound, but you purse your lips at the same time. That's the sound. If you can't make it, not a big deal either. I mean, just say the sound in roots, like roo, and replace the ts with r. Roar. That's fine. People will understand what you mean with no problem, like effortlessly, thanks to the context of the other letters. Now, last one. This, again, this little squiggle on top. I don't like using complicated symbols, but for this one I have to because it's a different sound. It's a vowel sound that you just don't have in English. So that little squiggle used to be an N. Back in the day when Spanish monks were copying the Bible and there were 2 N's next to each other, like a double N, and paper was expensive, they would write the N and another N on top. And then they started doing that for other letters too. O-N, O with a little N on top. And because they would write it quickly, then it became that little squiggle. And that's the you have it in Spanish too, in modern Spanish. But here, what it means is that the sound is a nasalized sound, meaning it's a vowel that changes if you block your nose, because the sound comes out through your nose as well as your mouth. So the sound in this case is un, which is un. You can hear it changes a lot. So a way to get close to that sound is you're going to take a very thick Southern American accent and you're going to say dang. And so when you say dang, you keep that eng sound, and it'll make you sound, there's something regional about it because it makes you sound like you're from the south of France. So dang, eng. Then you add a y sound just before, yang. So if you're curious, without the southern accent, it's yang. With the southern accent, yang, 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 yang. And then you add the j sound. So, in French, that letter is not, we don't, it's not explosive like it is in English, where you say j, j. So you add a d before it. In the French name Jacques, compare it to Jack. Jacques. God, the camera overheated and it literally shut down. It just stopped. All right, let's get back on track. So the pronunciation of Jacques, keep it smooth, keep it really smooth without any explosiveness to it. Not Jack, but Jacques. And so not where you have yang or yang and you go jien, not dien. Okay, this can be a bit of a struggle, a bit of a challenge for English speakers because you don't have that soft j sound very much. But think of the word measure, measure. And the word measure, even though you write an s, you say a j, and so it's exactly the same sound. So what you want to do next, if you want the pronunciation of this word to become second nature, to become really natural, effortless, and so that you're able to say it without thinking. Repetition. Repetition, my friend. That's how you do it. I mean, I grew up speaking French like this with a very big French accent, and it is normal because I'm French and my parents don't speak English, etc. But nowadays, it is harder for me to speak French like this, to speak English like this with a French accent, than it is to speak with this accent. Like this accent feels more natural to me now. I have to think about the French accent to do the French accent now. And that's because I trained through repetition. Sometime a few years ago, you could have witnessed a weird-looking guy in a park in Oxford, South Park, I think it was called, spending an hour at least every day with his notebooks, repeating the same English words 20, 30 times in a row. Anyway, something that really helps as well is when you break it down, you first get able to say each syllable on its own. Jien, 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 rur, 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 she, and then combine just two, not all of them. Chirurg, 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 and then rurgien, 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 chirurgien. These tips work for any pronunciation, any word you're trying to learn that's a bit challenging. Cut it up and focus on one tiny challenge at a time. If it's too much, you've probably not cut it up enough. Voila, that's all I have for today. Do let me know what words you would like me to cover in the next video. And if you're interested in understanding real spoken French by ear without needing subtitles, then check out my program on realspokenfrench.com. I have ear training workshops and chances are you'd be interested. All right. Passez une bonne journée. À bientôt.